CD1 Audio 1.1 Spend time with relatives. Do some exercise. Do housework. Do the shopping. Do some work. Do homework. Stay in for the evening. Make future plans. Make a to-do list. Eat healthy food. Have an early night. Have fun. Have a good time. Have a family meal. Have a lie-in. Go to bed late. Go on a trip. Go shopping. Chat with friends online. Audio 1.2 Spend time with relatives. Do some exercise. Do housework. Do the shopping. Do some work. Do homework. Stay in for the evening. Make future plans. Make a to-do list. Eat healthy food. Have an early night. Have fun. Have a good time. Have a family meal. Have a lie-in. Go to bed late. Go on a trip. Go shopping. Chat with friends online. Audio 1.3 1.
Who do you live with?
2.
What kind of music do you listen to?
3.
How often are you late for appointments?
4.
Do you enjoy going to museums?
5.
What time did you go to bed last night?
6.
Are you tired today?
7.
How much time do you spend on Facebook?
8.
When did you last have fun?
Audio 1.4
Hello and welcome to Great Books of Our Time. Today we're talking about the book What I Talk About When I Talk About Running by Japanese novelist Haruki Murakami. Here to tell us all about it is this week's reviewer, Maria Corbett. Maria, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So, Maria, what's this book about?
Well, it's about running, but it's also about Murakami's life. He talks about why running and writing are important to him.
And why is running important to him? Why does he run?
Well, it's certainly about keeping fit, but it's more than just that. For Murakami, and I suppose for many runners, it's often about getting better at something. He says he doesn't really enjoy team sports, playing soccer or baseball, because he's never worried about beating other people. He prefers to go for a run and achieve his own goals.
How did he start running?
Well, he had a jazz bar in Tokyo, but he sold it in 1982 and became a writer. At the same time, he started running, and a year later he completed a race from Athens to Marathon in Greece.
And how often does he go running?
In the book, he says he runs most days. He usually has 1 day off a week, but he does 36 miles every week.
Phew, that's amazing. And does he do any other sports?
Well, he does triathlons. That's swimming, cycling and running, but he likes running best. He does at least 1 marathon every year.
Ah, so he spends quite a lot of time on his own when he's running. Does he get lots of ideas for his books? Does he think about work?
Well, no, not really. He says he sometimes thinks about the weather and he occasionally gets an idea for a book. Actually, he says he usually doesn't think about anything. He just runs. Oh, and he nearly always listens to rock music.
Audio 1.5 1.
He sometimes thinks about the weather.
2.
Once or twice a year, he does a triathlon.
3.
It is often about getting better at something.
Audio 1.6 1.
He sometimes thinks about the weather.
2.
Once or twice a year, he does a triathlon.
3.
It is often about getting better at something.
Audio 1.7 1. Faisal from Dubai.
Winter's my favorite season. In summer, it's too hot to enjoy outdoor activities. But in winter, the temperature is really mild and pleasant, perfect for walks and picnics in the desert or in the city's beautiful parks. Also, the sea is wonderful in the winter. I'm not keen on swimming in the sea in the summer. The water's too warm and there are sea snakes and other nasty animals. In winter, it's safer and fresher. My favorite winter activity is fishing. I really love catching fish in the sea and then cooking them on a barbecue on the beach.
2. Marek from Alberta.
I love autumn. When the days are sunny but cool, I'm really interested in photography, and autumn's a great time for that, as the leaves are a beautiful golden color. In late autumn, we get our first snowfalls, and the snow looks amazing against the bright blue skies. Also, I'm really into watching ice hockey, and autumn is when the new ice hockey season starts. The only problem with autumn is that it comes before winter, and our winters are so long and cold. I don't mind cold weather, but when the temperature goes down to 35 below zero, well, that's another story.
3. Gina from Rio de Janeiro.
My favourite season here in Rio is summer. I'm an English teacher, so I have long summer holidays when I can relax and spend time with my children. To be honest, I prefer spring weather to summer weather. Summers here are extremely hot and humid. We get a lot of thunderstorms then too, but actually I quite like watching storms. Another thing I love is New Year's Eve, which of course is in the middle of summer here. There's an amazing firework display on the beach. I don't go down there because I can't stand large crowds, but we have a great view from our apartment.
Audio 1.8 1.
I'm not keen on swimming in the sea in the summer.
2.
My favourite winter activity is fishing.
3.
I really love catching fish in the sea.
4.
I'm really interested in photography.
5.
I'm really into watching ice hockey.
6.
I don't mind cold weather.
7.
I prefer spring weather to summer weather.
8.
I quite like watching thunderstorms.
9.
I can't stand large crowds.
Audio 1.9. 1.
I'm not keen on swimming in the sea in the summer.
2.
My favourite winter activity is fishing.
3.
I really love catching fish in the sea.
4.
I'm really interested in photography.
5.
I'm really into watching ice hockey.
6.
I don't mind cold weather.
7.
I prefer spring weather to summer weather.
8.
I quite like watching thunderstorms.
9.
I can't stand large crowds.
Audio 1.10. 1.
When you clean the floor, is this homework or housework?
2.
Are your relatives your friends or your family?
3.
If you have a lie-in, do you get up early or late?
4.
If you are online, are you on the internet or the telephone?
5.
Is healthy food good or bad for you?
6.
When you write a to-do list, is it for the future or the past?
7.
Do people go clubbing in the day or at night?
8.
Do you need more energy for football or chess?
Audio 2.1.
Marketplace.
Souvenir seller.
Pavement artist.
Parking space.
Street cleaner.
Pedestrian area.
Street performer.
Audio 2.2.
Marketplace.
Souvenir seller.
Pavement artist.
Parking space.
Street cleaner.
pedestrian area.
Street performer.
Audio 2.3.
Good morning and welcome to the show. Today we're talking to three very different people about their work outside in the street. Edgar Muller, an amazing 3D pavement artist, Lakshman Rao, a tea seller, and Harry Bakewell, a street cleaner. So, first of all, Edgar, why do you think 3D pavement art is so popular nowadays?
The art happens outside, so people can enjoy the art on their way to work. They don't have to go to art galleries or museums to see it. They love getting close to the art and exploring it.
Your painting Ice Age was 330 square meters and broke a world record. Why do you do such huge paintings?
Well, I want to change how the street looks.
But why is that important?
Because I'm interested in the way people see the world. People watch and ask questions when I'm working. Also, I want them to walk on the paintings, become part of the art.
Lakshman Rao is a tea seller and a writer in New Delhi, India. So, Lakshman, please tell me about your work.
Well, every day I serve tea at a stall in central Delhi. It's crowded and noisy, but my job for the last 20 years. I also write novels and plays in Hindi, India's national language.
But why does a writer have to sell tea?
Well, actually, I'm the writer, publisher and the salesman. Before, I never made enough money from my books. But I think my luck is changing now.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, more and more people are reading books and newspapers in Hindi these days. Did you know it's the third most spoken language in the world? And one of my novels is selling well. So now there is...
Finally, Harry Bakewell is a street cleaner from London in England. Good morning, Harry. Could you tell us a little bit about your job now? Do you work alone?
Yeah, I do. But I work in a very lively neighbourhood and I know everyone, so it's fine. There's plenty to do and all kinds of people to chat to, so it's never dull. I have to be careful though, because every now and then my boss checks my work and I get in trouble if I'm chatting or drinking tea when he arrives.
And what hours are you working today?
Well, today I'm working from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And how do you find this work?
Well, I work in a pedestrian area near the city centre, and we do have a huge problem with rubbish, so it's hard work. But I prefer working outdoors, and I'm not embarrassed about my job. The people who drop their rubbish on the pavement instead of putting it in the bin should be embarrassed, not me.
Audio 2.4. 1.
It's something that you see in the street.
2.
It's something that doesn't move.
3.
It's something that birds sit on.
Audio 2.5. 1.
It's something that you see in the street.
2.
It's something that doesn't move.
3.
It's something that birds sit on.
Audio 2.6. 1.
The house where we're staying is huge. I suppose they always say things are much bigger in the States, don't they? They have some beautiful things. I love all the candles in the bathroom And the soft white towels. Oh, and the Egyptian cotton sheets on the bed are wonderful. It's a really lovely place, but I'm still missing certain things from home, such as my own bed and even my duvet. Also, one thing which I don't like, they don't have a proper cooker, just a microwave oven. Hard to believe in such a big place, and a bit disappointing for me, as I love cooking. Another thing which surprises me is that they don't have any mirrors. Very strange.
2.
I'm staying at my friend's flat for a couple of months, looking after it while he's away. It's really modern and I absolutely love the bathroom. The wash basin looks like a sheet of paper, and at first I couldn't even work the taps. There are no carpets, just white rugs everywhere. I don't really like them because I'm so worried about spilling something, especially as I can't find his cleaning stuff, not even a cloth or a dustpan and brush. It's my first experience of house-sitting, and I'm finding it quite hard to relax. My friend doesn't have much stuff at all, but I'm the opposite. I have loads of stuff, and I miss all my things. Also, there's nowhere to put my clothes. No wardrobe or chest of drawers in the bedroom. I'm quite surprised about that.
3.
I'm enjoying living with friends, and the room here is okay. I mean, it has all the basics, you know, a bed, a desk, bookshelves, and a wash basin. But I honestly can't believe how much I'm missing home. I really hate not having my own washing machine, dishwasher, and fridge. I also miss our big, comfortable sofa and satellite TV with all the channels. It's surprising, because I never usually think about these things, but now I can't wait to go home for Christmas.
Audio 2.7.
How do you find city life then, Mike?
Oh, well, I've only been here for a few weeks, but to be honest, I'm not enjoying it at all.
How come?
I think it's because I'm from a small town in the country, but I just can't get used to it. Everybody's so rude.
How do you mean?
Well, for example, nobody's ever on time for anything. I was at a business meeting last week, and 3 of the 6 people were late.
That's because public transport here is so rubbish. I was on the way to the city centre yesterday, and the tram just stopped for half an hour. That's life.
But it's crazy. There are so many people who come here on business, but if you can't get to your appointments on time, you'll go somewhere else to do business. And another thing, I always get lost. This city's like a maze.
But you've got a smartphone. If you get lost, you just look it up on the internet. Come on, Mike. Maybe you come from the country, but you know how to use a smartphone.
And the tourists, you can't move. I was in Bath Street the other day trying to get to a business appointment. All the tourists and shoppers, I was blocked. I really don't understand why they come here on holiday.
Probably because of all the great museums, art galleries and shops. I love all the people here, all the different nationalities, all the buzz.
The buzz?
Yes. I feel excited all the time. I love it.
Audio 2.8.
Excuse me, do you speak English?
Yes.
Sorry, please could you tell me how to get to the Jim Thompson house?
Yeah, sure. Let me see. You go straight along this road. You'll see the MBK shopping centre on the left. Go past that and keep going until you reach a crossroads.
Uh-huh.
At the crossroads, turn left down Rama 1 Road. Then, take the second right. Just go down that street and it's the building with flags outside on the left. There's a sign outside anyway.
OK, so it's left at the crossroads? Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Then the second right.
And it's the building on the left?
Yeah.
And, is it far?
No. It takes about 10 minutes, I should think.
OK. Thanks very much.
Audio 2.9.
Excuse me, is this the right way to the library?
Yes. Well, you're on the terrace now, so you need to go through the drawing room and cross the garden. It's in the corner on the left by reception. You know, where you come in.
So I need to go through the drawing room, cross the garden, and it's next to reception?
Yes, that's right. You can't miss it.
Thank you.
Audio 2.10. 1.
Excuse me, is this the right way to the library?
2.
Keep going until you reach the crossroads.
Audio 2.11. 1.
Please could you tell me how to get to the Jim Thompson house?
2.
You'll see the shopping centre on the left.
3.
You can't miss it.
4.
So it's left at the crossroads. Is that right?
Audio 2.12. 1.
He's going away because of his work.
2. I normally travel by metro or bus.
3.
Please can you arrive punctually?
4.
I'm coming right now.
5.
They're having a vacation this week.
6.
I bought it online using my computer.
Audio 2.13.
Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the railway station?
Sure. Go out of the coach station and turn right. Keep going along Kingland Road until you reach the George roundabout. You'll see the hospital on the left, then turn left into Towngate Street.
OK, so left at the George roundabout.
Yeah, then take the second right into Serpentine Road and right again into Station Road. You'll see the station straight ahead. You can't miss it.
Great. Thanks very much.
Audio 3.1.
Hello and welcome to Making History, the programme where we look back at human achievements that have changed history. And it was on October the 14th, 2012, that Felix Baumgartner, a pilot from Austria, made history when he became the first person to go faster than the speed of sound. 8 million people watched live on YouTube as Baumgartner made the amazing jump out of a balloon from a height of 38 kilometres above the Earth. Baumgartner's journey started at 3:16 p.m. when the large balloon slowly lifted him up into space. As he went up, he tweeted from his phone, "Live from space, world, you are beautiful." At 5:37 p.m, it was time to jump. He slowly moved his seat forward out of his capsule. He sat still and looked down for a few seconds. He didn't think about the beautiful view or breaking the speed record. He had only one thought: I want to get home alive. Then he jumped. But immediately something went wrong. He fell too fast, and he suddenly started to turn round and round. The rest of his skydiving team saw this on their computer screens and were worried he was in terrible danger. Luckily, he got into the correct diving position quickly, with head down and arms out behind him, like Superman. When Baumgartner's parachute finally opened and he floated down towards the desert in New Mexico, everybody shouted and jumped up and down. They were so pleased he was safe. His mother cried with happiness. Baumgartner landed on his feet. He was so happy to be safe that he fell down on his knees. A few days later, he told a TV reporter his next goal was to go faster than the speed of light. It was a joke, of course.
Audio 3.2. 1.
Watch. Watched.
2.
Look. Looked.
3.
Lift. Lifted.
4.
Land. Landed.
5.
Dive. Dived.
Audio 3.3. 1.
Start. Started.
2.
Work. Worked.
3.
Decide. Decided.
4.
Move. Moved.
5.
Need. Needed.
Audio 3.4. 1.
Start. Started.
2.
Work. Worked.
3.
Decide. Decided.
4.
Move. Moved.
5.
Need. Needed.
Audio 3.5.
Positive. In a good mood. Pleased. Calm. Excited.
Negative. Guilty. Scared. Nervous. Exhausted. Embarrassed. Disappointed. Confused. Lonely. Angry. Anxious. Stressed.
Audio 3.6.
Positive. In a good mood. Pleased. Calm. Excited.
Negative. Guilty. Scared. Nervous. Exhausted. embarrassed, disappointed, confused, lonely, angry, anxious, stressed.
Audio 3.7. 1.
Come on, traffic lights. Turn green. Come on! I'm going to be so late for my meeting.
2.
David, look! Those cows! They're coming! They're coming towards us! Run!
3.
Oh no, I don't believe it. The restaurant's closed. Now where are we going to go?
4.
Well, here I am. On my own in a foreign country. I miss my friends and family so much. I know I can Skype them, but it's not the same.
5.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to... Oops. That's my phone. I'm so sorry.
6.
Yes, I'm on holiday. No more work for 2 whole weeks.
7.
Oh dear, it was Jake's birthday yesterday and I completely forgot. I didn't ring him or anything. Now I feel really bad.
8.
I'm really sorry. I can't speak now. I have a job interview in 5 minutes. Wish me good luck. I really need it.
Audio 3.8. 1.
Was it raining when you went out this morning?
2.
What were the other students doing when you came to class today?
3.
What was happening when you got home yesterday?
4.
What were you doing this time last week?
5.
Where were you working or studying 5 years ago?
Audio 3.9.
When a word ends in t or d and the next word begins with a consonant, we don't say the t or d. Lift going up sounds like lift going up. Second floor sounds like second floor. It isn't coming sounds like it isn't coming. Sometimes this happens with t or d inside a single word. Politely sounds like politely. Friends sounds like friends.
Audio 3.10. 1.
Behind me.
2.
First floor.
3.
Next stop.
4.
Don't look.
5.
Fastest lift.
6.
Old people.
7.
Second time.
8.
Stand back.
9.
Cold morning.
10,
World Cup.
11,
I found this.
12,
Lift going up.
Audio 3.11. 1,
Opposite corner.
2,
Act normally.
3,
Third person.
4,
Next time.
5,
Look at the floor.
6,
Immediately.
7,
Quietly.
8,
Make contact with.
Audio 3.12.
Many of us use lifts several times a day without really thinking about it. But if you watch what people do in lifts, you'll see some very interesting behaviour. Here to tell us more is psychologist Dr. Len Mills.
Yes, that's right. Lifts are very interesting social spaces. When we're alone in a lift, we act normally. But when another person comes in, suddenly we behave strangely. Next time you're in a lift, watch where people stand. If there are two people, you stand in opposite corners. If a third person enters, you change position quickly and make a triangle. 4 people and you make a square with 1 person in each corner. A 5th person will probably stand in the middle.
Audio 3.13.
Now watch what people do. Some people say hello politely or smile. Others don't. But everybody turns around as soon as they enter the lift. Some people look at the door, the floor, or at the lift buttons. Others look at their phones, their hands, or their ring. But they never make eye contact with the other people. When 2 people come in at the same time, they stop their conversation or start speaking quietly. The reason why we do this is that when we are in small spaces, we feel anxious and we act in a way that stops other people feeling nervous. That's why we don't stand near people, look at or speak to each other.
Audio 3.14.
A funny thing happened this morning. I was on the train on my way to work, and there was this young woman sitting on the seat opposite me. She was dressed quite smartly. She was obviously travelling to work too. It was quite a hot day, so she wasn't wearing a jacket. She was just wearing a white blouse and a skirt. So anyway, I was feeling a bit thirsty, so I got some juice out of my bag.
Okay.
It was one of those little cartons of juice that comes with a little straw. I was drinking it, and it was a blackcurrant fruit juice, a kind of dark purple colour. Anyway, I don't know how this happened, but suddenly the straw just jumped out of my mouth, and a little stream of purple juice flew up in the air and landed on the woman's white shirt.
Oh, no!
I said, I'm so sorry. She didn't say anything. She just looked at me angrily.
Really?
Everybody was looking at us. I was so embarrassed.
I had a bad experience last year when I was flying back home to Mexico City from Hong Kong. We were just going to land. We were flying over the city. It was a beautiful, clear morning. The sun was shining, and I was looking out my window and enjoying the view. So, anyway, we were just beginning to land. The wheels were just touching the ground when suddenly the plane took off again over the sea.
You're joking.
Yes! I was really scared, to be honest.
So then what happened?
Well, it flew over the sea for a minute or two. We didn't know what was happening, and then the pilot made an announcement. A plane was stuck in the middle of the runway, and he needed to avoid it.
Oh, right.
So, it was all okay in the end.
Audio 3.15. 1.
A funny thing happened this morning.
2.
So anyway, I was feeling a bit thirsty.
3.
Oh no!
4.
I was so embarrassed.
5.
I had a bad experience last year when I was...
6.
You're joking!
7.
I was really scared.
8.
So then what happened?
9.
So it was all okay in the end.
Audio 3.16. 1.
A funny thing happened this morning.
2.
So anyway, I was feeling a bit thirsty.
3.
Oh no!
4.
I was so embarrassed.
5.
I had a bad experience last year when I was...
6.
You're joking!
7.
I was really scared.
8.
So then what happened?
9.
So it was all okay in the end.
Audio 3.17. 1. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6. 3.18.
I had a bad experience the other day. I was having lunch with a friend in a cafe when a man came over and asked for directions to the station. He put a map down on the table and my friend showed him where to go. I noticed that the man wasn't listening carefully to my friend. He was looking nervously at the table.
Really? That's strange.
So anyway, a few minutes later, I wanted to make a phone call, but I couldn't find my phone.
You're joking. Don't tell me. The phone was on the table and the man lifted it up with the map?
Exactly. I was so angry.
Ugh, so then what happened?
I called the police, but it was too late.
No, that's terrible.
Audio 4.1.
Today, I'm going to spend 24 hours without the internet. Usually, before I go to bed, I check Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my email, and the weather and my calendar for the next day. I never completely switch off and stop thinking about work. When I get up, I always look at my phone and then go online and read the news. Most of my social life is online too, so I think I'm going to find it really hard. Social media is very important for my job. Usually, I take photos of what I'm wearing, post them online, count the likes and read people's comments. I can't do that today. So, this morning, I'm visiting a fashion show with colleagues. Then I'm meeting a friend for lunch at 1 o'clock. I'm going to look through some magazines this afternoon and hopefully get ideas for a new post. Then I plan to finish work early today. I'm going to see my sister later on and perhaps have an early night. So, now it's 10 o'clock in the evening. Well, I can't lie, I'm really looking forward to being back online tomorrow. I missed social media so much at work, but I do feel differently about it now. I felt so much more relaxed today and really liked spending more time with family and friends, having interesting conversations with colleagues, and a bit more time for myself. So, in future, I'm going to change a few things and think more carefully about my internet use. I'm not going to deal with work emails outside work. I'm not going to waste as much time online, and I'm not going to check my phone all the time.
Audio 4.2.
Hello?
Hi, Sophie, it's Lucas.
Lucas! I haven't spoken to you for ages. How are you?
Very well, thanks. And you?
Yeah, fine too, thanks. What a lovely surprise.
Well, I'm calling because I'm organising a school reunion on the 14th of July next year. Are you interested?
Yeah, it'd be great to see everyone again. Where are you having the party?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I've made a few appointments and I'm visiting 3 hotels next week. I'm going to take some photos and post them on the reunion website so everyone can vote which they like best.
Oh, that's a good idea. And have you got any other plans?
Yeah, I'm going to book a live band for the evening, but I haven't done that yet.
Uh-huh, sounds great. And how did you find everyone?
Well, it's much easier these days with the internet. I found a lot of people through Facebook. In fact, a few of us are meeting next Saturday at 7:30, if you're free.
Yeah, sounds great.
Audio 4.3. 1.
I'm going to take some photos.
2.
I'm going to book a live band.
Audio 4.4. 1.
I'm going to take some photos.
2.
I'm going to book a live band.
Audio 4.5.
When a word ends with a vowel sound and the next word begins with a vowel sound, we sometimes add a y sound or a w sound to link the words. I go out. Do a challenge. The elevator.
I agree.
Audio 4.6.
7:45. We're going to eat soon. So am I. Who are you? Go inside. Do it now.
Audio 4.7.
Me and you. She eats a lot. The easy way. 3:00. We aren't ready. Be
Audio 4.8. 1.
See you in 2 minutes.
2.
The other side.
3.
Go on holiday.
4.
So do I.
5.
She isn't ready.
6.
3 apples, please.
Audio 4.9. 1.
How are you going to do it?
2.
Was it a free app?
3.
It's not going to be easy.
4.
We aren't going to eat meat for 30 days.
5.
To be honest, it's not good to eat too much meat.
Audio 4.10.
I think this 30-day challenge idea is great. I'm definitely going to try it.
Me too. So what are you going to do first?
I'm going to walk 10,000 steps a day.
Good idea. So how are you going to do it?
Well, when I go out to the shops, I'm going to walk, not drive. I'm going to take the stairs instead of the elevator. And twice a week, I'm going to walk to work, not get the bus.
Are you going to get one of those little things which count your steps?
A pedometer? Well, actually, I've got an app on my phone that does that.
Was it a free app?
Yeah. You just put it in your pocket and it counts your steps.
Excellent. Well, good luck.
Thanks. So, what about you? What's your first challenge?
Well, me and my partner are going to do a challenge together.
What's that then?
We aren't going to eat meat for 30 days.
Really? But you love eating meat.
I know, but to be honest, it's not good to eat too much meat.
True. I agree with that.
It's not going to be easy, but we're going to get a vegetarian cookbook to help us. My parents are coming for lunch on Sunday. My dad's a big meat eater, so I need to cook something very tasty.
Well, best of luck.
Audio 4.11.
Hello, Sayed. This is Max Weber from Weber Design Solutions. I'm just ringing to let you know that I'm visiting Izmir the week of the 27th of March. And I was wondering, would you like to meet for lunch? Please call me back on 0049 64 19 81 6402. Okay, thank you. Bye. Hi Agneta, it's me. Sorry I can't make it on Thursday. Did you get my Facebook message? Anyway, do you fancy doing something at the weekend instead? Okay, I hope you have a great time with Jens. Speak soon.
Audio 4.12.
Hello, Weber Design Solutions.
Oh, hello, Max. This is Seyit Samyeli. I'm sorry I missed your call, but
Ah, Seyit. Good to hear from you. Thanks for returning my call.
Yes, I'm pleased to hear you're coming over soon.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Are you free that week at all?
Yes, it's fine for me.
Great. So would you like to meet for lunch?
Yes, I'd like to very much. Thanks.
Okay, so how about the 28th? Is that okay for you?
Oh, sorry. I'm afraid I can't make the 28th because I have another meeting that day. How about the 29th instead?
No problem. That's fine for me too.
Okay, shall I find a nice restaurant and book a table for us?
That sounds perfect.
I'll email you with the details nearer the time.
Great. So see you soon. Thanks for ringing. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, it's me. Thanks for your messages. Are you okay? How was your week?
Yeah, it was good, thanks. A bit tiring with work. But how about you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Busy week too. So, I was wondering, do you still fancy doing something this weekend, or are you...
Yeah, that'd be lovely. How about you? Are you doing anything tomorrow?
I'm really sorry, but I can't make it tomorrow. I'm working. Is Sunday any good for you? Could we meet then instead?
Yeah, that'd be fine. We could try that new Chinese restaurant. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds great. I've heard the food's really good there. Shall we meet outside the restaurant at 8 then?
Yes, good idea. See you on Sunday. I'll ring and book a table now while I remember.
Okay, thanks. So see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Audio 4.13. 1.
Are you free that week at all?
2.
Would you like to meet for lunch?
3.
I'm afraid I can't make the 28th.
4.
How about the 29th instead?
5.
Do you fancy doing something this weekend?
6.
That'd be lovely.
7.
Is Sunday any good for you?
8.
Sounds great.
9.
Shall we meet outside the restaurant at 8?
Audio 4.14. 1.
Are you free that week at all?
2.
Would you like to meet for lunch?
3.
I'm afraid I can't make the 28th.
4.
How about the 29th instead?
5.
Do you fancy doing something this weekend?
6.
That'd be lovely.
7.
Is Sunday any good for you?
8.
Sounds great.
9.
Shall we meet outside the restaurant at 8?
Audio 4.15.
Are you doing anything on Friday night?
No, I don't think so. Why?
Do you fancy coming round for dinner?
That sounds great. Oh, hang on. Did you say Friday?
Yes. Is there a problem?
I'm sorry, but I can't make Friday. I'm meeting a friend from university.
No problem. How about Saturday instead?
Saturday?
That'd be great.
CD 2. Audio 5.1. 1. Sandra.
My favourite possession is definitely my scooter. It's brand new. I only got it a few weeks ago. Riding it is great fun, and the feel of the cool wind is wonderful, especially in this hot weather. And just looking at it brings a smile to my face. I love the colour and the design of it, and it's so bright and shiny. The seat's made of leather, so it's very comfortable to ride.
2. Omar.
My favorite possession is my smartphone. It's just an ordinary one, nothing special. But I use it all the time, for making calls, writing notes, sending emails, checking stuff on the internet, everything really. It's so useful I can't imagine life without it. It's very thin and light, so it's easy to carry around, and it's got a plastic cover to protect it.
3. Helena.
My favourite possession is this ring. It's antique and it's gold. It's not very valuable, not worth much money, but it's very special to me. It was my grandmother's. She gave me it before she died. It's got a dark blue stone with a black spot on it, so it looks like an eye. My grandmother believed it gave her good luck. I love it because it reminds me of her. It's really, really small, tiny in fact. She obviously had very small fingers.
4. Marcus.
My favourite possession is a round box. It's made of a kind of pale grey metal. It sounds strange, but I don't know what's inside it. The box is called a time capsule. My parents gave it to me when I was a baby, but I can't open it till I'm 25. They put special objects in it. It contains personal things and objects which will tell me about life in the year I was born. It's amazing. It's quite large and really heavy. I can't wait to see what's inside.
Audio 5.2. Plastic.
Useful. Amazing. Personal. Ordinary. Special. Comfortable. Valuable.
Audio 5.3.
Plastic. Useful. Amazing. Personal. Ordinary. Special. Comfortable. Valuable.
Audio 5.4.
I've got some things here that I don't think we really need. Maybe we could get rid of them?
Like what?
Well, like this Japanese knife that you bought. It takes up so much space in the drawer, and it's not very useful.
Not very useful? It's essential.
Essential for what?
For chopping vegetables.
How often do you chop vegetables?
Not very often.
Exactly. Let's get rid of it.
Oh, no, I'm not getting rid of that.
Oh, OK then. And then there's this bag of yours.
Keep it. It was a present from my mother.
But you never use it.
You never know. One day I might.
Oh, I don't think so. It isn't suitable for work, and it isn't...
Keep it. It's quite fashionable, you know.
Yes, it's fashionable, but it isn't really... Well, it isn't really you, is it?
But it'll be a disappointment to her if we throw it away.
She'll never know. Anyway, I'm not going to throw it away. We can give it to somebody. Somebody will like it.
Fine.
Now, what about this e-book reader? We don't use it anymore.
You are not throwing that away. It cost us a lot of money.
We can't keep everything, you know. We've got a newer model now, remember? We don't need this old one.
But it's in very good condition.
Well, that's fine. We can sell it. Get some money for it. I'll put it on eBay tomorrow. I'm sure we'll get a buyer for it.
All right, then.
Audio 5.5.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I hope so. I'm looking for, one of those little machines. I don't know the name, but, you use it to record things.
How big is it?
Oh, it's quite small. It fits in your hand or your pocket. It looks like a mobile phone.
Oh, yes, I know what you mean. It's called a voice recorder.
Oh.
You use it for recording meetings and interviews and things?
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. I'm a student, you see, and I want to record my lessons with it.
Ah, yes. Good idea, yes. But no, I'm afraid we don't sell them here.
Oh.
Why don't you try the electronics store around the corner? They probably sell them.
OK, I will do. Thanks.
Morning.
Morning.
Can I help you? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Yes, do you sell... what's the word? Sorry, I've forgotten the word in English. They make light?
Do you mean a light bulb? An electric light bulb?
No, it's not electric. It's... what's it called? It's long and thin, like a stick, and you burn it and it gives light. You need them when there is no electricity.
Ah, you mean a candle.
Yes, a candle, of course.
Yes, we do. They're over there on the left, next to the matches.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, can you help me? I've got a problem with, with mosquitoes in the apartment where I'm staying.
Oh, yes, it's a very bad time of year for mosquitoes.
Yes, I'm looking for something. I don't know the word in English. It's a thing which you put into the wall. You plug it into the electricity point and the mosquitoes don't like it and they go away. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. A mosquito repellent plug. Yes, we do have those. If you'd like to follow me, I'll show you what we've got.
Great. Thank you.
Audio 5.6. 1.
You use it to record things.
2.
It looks like a mobile phone.
3.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for.
4.
I've forgotten the word in English.
5.
What's it called?
6.
It's long and thin, like a stick.
7.
I don't know the word in English.
8.
It's a thing which you put into the wall.
Do you know what I mean?
Audio 5.7. 1.
You use it to record things.
2.
It looks like a mobile phone.
3.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for.
4.
I've forgotten the word in English.
5.
What's it called?
6.
It's long and thin, like a stick.
7.
I don't know the word in English.
8.
It's a thing which you put into the wall.
9.
Do you know what I mean?
Audio 5.8. 1.
Large. Tiny. Amazing. Thin.
2.
Heavy. Pale grey. Blue. Dark brown.
3.
Metal. Valuable. Leather. Plastic.
4.
Comfortable. Useful. Gold. Ordinary.
5.
Antique. Brand new. Old. Light.
Audio 5.9.
I'm making a pizza. I need a... What's it called? Oh, I've forgotten the name in English. You use it to cut cheese into very small pieces.
A knife?
No. It's made of metal, and you move the cheese up and down against it. Do you know what I mean?
A grater.
Audio 6.1. 1.
I share a flat with another student called Max. The thing about Max is that he likes everything to be in the correct place. So he always washes up straight after eating, puts the dishes straight back in the cupboard, never leaves anything on the floor, you know. He even puts his books in alphabetical order in the bookcase. The other thing about Max is that he never ever tells a lie. So, for example, if he doesn't like something I'm wearing, he'll tell me he doesn't like it. But then, when he says he likes something, I know he really means it.
2.
My younger sister Lena's in her last year at school. She's one of those people who's good at everything. She gets top marks in most of her subjects. And the thing is, she doesn't even try very hard. I'm not saying she's lazy. She does work, but, you know, she's just a natural. She's also a real people person. She's always at parties or out with her friends. Sometimes I don't see her for days.
3.
I run a business with a guy called Nico. It's a kitchen design business. Nico's the one who does the designs. He always comes up with really interesting and unusual ideas. Our kitchens are very different from most kitchens. That's why our customers are so happy with what we do. And Nico works very long hours too. We both do. We rarely leave the office before 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But you know, in these difficult economic times, we feel lucky to have so much work. So of course, we don't mind putting in the hours.
Audio 6.2. 1.
My sister's cleverer than me.
2.
My brother isn't as confident as my sister.
3.
I'm taller than my parents.
4.
My youngest brother isn't as lazy as I am.
Audio 6.3. 1.
My sister's cleverer than me.
2.
My brother isn't as confident as my sister.
3.
I'm taller than my parents.
4.
My youngest brother isn't as lazy as I am.
Audio 6.4.
Number 1. Your male child is your what? Number 2. Your mother's or your father's sister is your what? Number 3. Your sister's or brother's son is your what? Number 4. Your mother's father is your what? Number 5. Your grandmother's mother is your what? And finally, number 6. Your aunt or uncle's child is your what?
Audio 6.5.
Here are the answers to the quiz. Question 1. Number 1. Your male child is your son, and that's spelt S-O-N. Number 2. Your mother's or your father's sister is your aunt, and that's spelt A-U-N-T. Number 3. Your sister's or brother's son is your nephew, and that's N-E-P-H-E-W. 4. Your mother's father is your grandfather, and that's one word. Grand, G-R-A-N-D, father. Number 5. Your grandmother's mother is your great-grandmother. So that's G-R-E-A-T, grandmother. And we join the words great and grandmother with a hyphen, a little line. And finally, number 6. Your aunt or uncle's child is your cousin, and that's spelt C-O-U-S-I-N. Question 2. Number 1. The word for two married people or two people in a relationship is a couple. Number 2. A child with no brothers or sisters is an only child. Number 3. Two children born on the same day are twins. Half-brother and half-sister have a different meaning. Your half-brother is a brother who has either the same mother or the same father as you. Number 4. A mother or father who looks after their children alone is a single parent. Number 5. The word for the people in your family is relatives. Your parents are just your mother and father. And number 6. If you take a child into your family and the child legally becomes your child, you adopt the child. Number 7. Before you get married, you get engaged. That means you agree, formally, that you are going to get married. You get divorced only if your marriage goes wrong. Get divorced means legally end your marriage. And finally, number 8. A woman who is married to your father but isn't your mother is your stepmother. We can also say stepfather, stepson, stepdaughter, stepsister, and stepbrother. Your mother-in-law is your husband or wife's mother. And finally, question 3. Pronunciation. Listen carefully. 1. Father-in-law or aunt. The sound is different. 2. Mother. Uncle. It's the same. 3. Cousin. Son. That's also the same. 4. Father. Daughter. Or. That's a different sound. Adopted. Id. Related. Id. That's the same. And number 6. Divorced. T. Separated. Id. That's different. And that's all the answers to the quiz. Now add up your score. How did you get on?
Audio 6.6.
I've just listened to a really interesting programme on the radio.
Yeah?
It was an interview with a man who lost his mother when he was a boy and has recently found her again after 25 years using Google Earth.
Really? How did he do that?
Well, this man, his name's Saru Brierley, was from a small village in India. When he was only 5 years old, he was on a train with his older brother. He fell asleep and woke up 14 hours later alone in Kolkata.
So, couldn't they take him home again?
Well, no, because he didn't know the name of his village. He was too young, so he lived on the streets of Kolkata. After a while, he was adopted by an Australian couple from Tasmania.
So he moved to Tasmania?
Yes, and he says in the interview that he has always been very happy in his new family. He's done well in life. He's been to university, he's found a good job. But while he was growing up, he started to think more and more about his family in India. So he decided to try to find his old home on Google Earth.
Right, yeah. So, how?
Well, he knew he was on the train for about 14 hours. He knew the speed of Indian trains. So he knew his village was about 1,200 kilometres from Kolkata. He drew a big circle on a map around Kolkata, and every night for 4 years he sat at his computer looking at satellite images of the landscape. Then suddenly he recognised a waterfall where he played as a child.
Ha! Incredible!
So he travelled to Kundwa, the village near the waterfall. He got to the village and found his old house.
Wow!
But his mother didn't live there anymore. But some neighbours helped him to find her. Can you imagine the meeting? Apparently she couldn't speak for some time. She believed her son was dead after all these years.
What an incredible story.
Yeah. He's written a book about it. It's called A Long Way Home.
Oh, I'd really like to read that.
Me too.
Audio 6.7.
When we speak quickly, we sometimes don't pronounce parts of words. This is especially true with very common words like the linkers and, but, because, so, and for example. But sounds like but. Because sounds like 'cause. For example sounds like for example. And sounds like n. So sounds like s.
Audio 6.8. 1.
Friends and family.
2.
He's clever but lazy.
3.
I like him 'cause he's honest.
4.
I enjoy winter sports, for example, skiing.
5.
She was ill, so she stayed at home.
6.
I'm tired 'cause I got up early.
Audio 6.9. 1.
It's nice but expensive.
2.
I was upset 'cause he forgot my birthday.
3.
He's rich but unhappy.
4.
There were no buses, so we took a taxi.
5.
Let's meet next week. Tuesday, for example.
6.
The weather was awful, so we stayed in.
7.
I can't run 'cause of my bad foot.
8.
Have you got any ID? A passport, for example?
Audio 6.10.
1.
I'm from New Zealand, but I often go to Japan on business.
2.
When people are ill, for example when they have a cold.
3.
They wear a mask so they don't give the cold to other people.
4.
But I've heard that in other countries.
5.
So when I'm with my English friends.
6.
'Cause I don't want to be impolite.
7.
I'm from Hong Kong, but I've lived in the UK.
8.
'Cause it means you're really enjoying your food.
Audio 6.11.
1. Karina.
I'm from New Zealand, but I often go to Japan on business. The first time I had a business meeting there, I was very surprised because 2 women in the meeting were wearing a mask across their mouth and nose. I thought, that's a bit unnecessary. Are they worried I'll pass a terrible illness to them? But later, I learnt that in Japan, when people are ill, for example when they have a cold, they wear a mask so they don't give the cold to other people. It's a way of showing respect to others. This seems like very good manners to me, and I think everybody should wear a mask when they're ill.
2. Stefano.
Well, I'm Italian, and when I'm with my Italian friends and family and we're having a really interesting conversation, we get excited and we all speak at the same time. But I've heard that in other countries it's bad manners to talk when another person is speaking. So when I'm with my English friends, for example, I try very hard not to interrupt because I don't want to be impolite. But the thing is, for Italians, it isn't rude to interrupt. In fact, it's the opposite. It's our way of showing that we're really interested.
3. Mike.
I'm from Hong Kong, but I've lived and worked in the UK for many years. One of the big differences between here and Hong Kong is table manners. You know, the way people eat their food. So, for example, Chinese people often make loud slurping noises when eating noodles. Noodle restaurants in Hong Kong are very noisy places. It sounds like a competition to see who can slurp the loudest. For us, slurping your noodles is a polite thing to do because it means you're really enjoying your food. But unfortunately, here in the UK, it's really bad manners.
Audio 6.12.
1.
Pleasant. Unpleasant.
2.
Usual. Unusual.
3.
Patient. Impatient.
4.
Honest. Dishonest.
5.
Lucky. Unlucky.
6.
Possible. Impossible.
7.
Fair. Unfair.
8.
Friendly. Unfriendly.
9.
Healthy. Unhealthy.
10.
Necessary. Unnecessary.
Audio 6.13.
He wasn't very polite.
True, he was a bit impolite.
That wasn't very kind.
You're right. It was a bit unkind.
Audio 6.14. 1.
Hey, I've got some good news. Patty's had her twins.
Oh, wow! What's she had?
A boy and a girl.
Oh, how wonderful. What are their names?
Thomas and Rose.
Oh, have you seen them yet?
No, I'm seeing them tomorrow.
2.
Hiya, are you okay?
No, not really. I've just failed my driving test.
Oh, never mind. You can try again soon.
Yeah, but I've already taken it 3 times. That was my 4th test.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
3.
Hi, Tanya, it's me. I'm on the train. Listen, I've got bad news.
What?
A tree has fallen on the track ahead of us.
Oh no, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but I'm going to be very late home. I'm not going to be back in time for the concert tonight.
Oh, what a shame.
I know. I was really looking forward to it. Maybe somebody else can go with you.
Maybe. It's a bit late, but I'll send out a few texts.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Oh, don't worry. That's life. At least you're safe.
4.
Hey, Nina, guess what?
What?
I've just won the prize for Best Young Ice Hockey Player in the region.
That's fantastic. When did you find out?
Just now.
Congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
5.
Have you heard the news about the fires in Australia?
No. What's happened?
There have been some terrible forest fires in Western Australia. It's a really serious situation.
Have people died?
No, I don't think so. But hundreds of houses have burned down and thousands of people have left their homes.
That's awful.
Yes, terrible.
Audio 6.15. A.
That's fantastic.
B.
That's fantastic.
Audio 6.16. 1.
I've got some good news.
2.
Oh, wow!
3.
How wonderful!
4.
What a pity.
5.
Never mind.
6.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
7.
I've got bad news.
8.
Oh no.
9.
What a shame.
10,
Guess what?
11,
That's fantastic.
12,
I'm really happy for you.
13,
That's great news.
14,
Have you heard the news?
15,
That's awful.
Audio 6.17. 1,
She's my mother's sister. She's my grandmother.
2,
I've got no brothers or sisters. I'm an only child.
3,
He's married to my mother, but he's not my father. He's my stepfather.
4,
They're engaged. They're married.
5,
She's my half-sister. She's my cousin.
6,
He's my husband's father. He's my father-in-law.
7,
They're twins. They were born on the same day to the same mother.
8,
They're married. They're a couple.
Audio 7.1. 1. Kajimesh.
I do have a car, but I only really use it to go to the supermarket or to visit friends who live out of town. I use public transport whenever possible. There's so much traffic on the road already, and I don't want to add to that. The bus is the most convenient form of transport for me, as there's a bus stop very close to my apartment. Bus fares are expensive, but I have a bus pass, which makes it cheaper. I buy a pass once a month, and then I can use the bus as many times as I want. Buses are greener now than in the past. They are quieter, they use less fuel, and create less pollution.
2. Elise.
I work mostly from home, but once or twice a week I have to travel to another city for work. It's about an hour from where I live. I have a choice between taking the bus or the train. The bus is much cheaper than the train, but the journey is much slower as there are often bad traffic jams on the motorway. So I take the train. The trains are reliable. They usually leave on time and they're quite comfortable. It's expensive, but the train fares are much cheaper if you book in advance. I find travelling by train quite enjoyable, except when it's really crowded and you can't sit down.
3. Aldo.
I live in a big city, and as in many big cities, there's a lot of traffic. Travelling by car is very slow, and it's really hard to find parking spaces in the city centre. Public transport is good, but it gets very crowded, and you often can't get a seat. It's also very expensive. That's why I go everywhere by bike. Luckily, I live in a city which is very good for cycling. For example, the main roads have special cycle lanes. To be honest though, I usually avoid the main roads and cycle in the quieter streets, because they are safer and there is less pollution.
Audio 7.2.
Accommodation. Souvenir. Insurance.
currency, culture, foreign, apply, review.
Audio 7.3.
Accommodation, souvenir, insurance, currency, culture, foreign, apply, review.
Audio 7.4.
Here I am in Tokyo. It's 11 p.m. and I'm standing outside a manga kisser. What, you might ask, is a manga kisser? Well, kisser is a Japanese word for cafe, and manga are Japanese comic books. And this is where I'm going to stay the night. But don't worry, I've done my research, and according to my guidebook, manga cafes are a good choice if you're looking for somewhere cheap to spend the night. Manga cafes are everywhere in Japan. In the past, they were places where you could go to read manga for a few hours and escape the busy streets. Now they have become something different. They offer internet access and computer facilities as well as manga books. They're open 24 hours and they sell food and drinks. People often use them as a cheap form of accommodation. You pay per hour for your time in the cafe, but it's much less expensive than a hotel. So, I'm going to stay the night in a manga kisser. Well, as they say, you have to try everything once. Let's go inside. So, here we are inside the cafe. There are walls and walls of manga books displayed from floor to ceiling. There are thousands of them. I haven't seen anything like this before. According to the guidebook, manga is popular with men and women of all ages in Japan, not just teenagers. They are a very important part of Japanese culture, and manga artists are very respected. There are quite a lot of people here. Some look like travellers, but a lot of people are local. Some are reading, but most people are watching videos and playing games on computers. Nobody's serving food, but if I need something to eat, there are loads of vending machines. Wow, there's an enormous choice. All kinds of soft drinks, pot noodles, ice cream. So I'm now outside my room. I'm just taking off my shoes. Everyone leaves their shoes outside the room. And now I'm going to have a look inside. Well, it's not exactly a room. It's tiny and the walls only reach as high as my shoulder. And the bed's not really a bed, but a kind of long, flat seat, like a bench. But there's a blanket. It's not exactly five-star accommodation, but I've got my own personal, private space. And that's what matters. I think I'm going to sleep very well in here.
Audio 7.5.
1.
Manga cafes are a good choice if you're looking for somewhere cheap to spend the night.
2.
Manga cafes are everywhere in Japan.
3.
You have to try everything once.
4.
I haven't seen anything like this before.
5.
Nobody's serving food, but if I need something to eat, there are loads of vending machines.
6.
Everyone leaves their shoes outside the room.
Audio 7.6.
Hi, I'd like to check in, please.
Yes, of course. Do you have a reservation?
Yes, my name's Lars Meyer.
OK, Mr. Meyer. So that's a double room for 3 nights?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So could you fill in the registration form, please? And I'll just need to take a copy of your passport and a credit card. OK. Thank you. And could you sign here and here? Right. Here's your key. It's room 206 on the 2nd floor.
Thanks. And please could I just check a couple of things about the room?
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
Is Wi-Fi available in the room?
Yes, it is.
And is there a charge for it?
No, it's free of charge to all our guests.
OK, that's great. Oh, and will I need a code?
Yes, you'll find the code on the desk in your room.
OK, thanks. Oh yeah, and what time's breakfast?
Breakfast's between 7 and 10 in the main restaurant on the ground floor.
OK, thanks very much. That's great.
You're welcome. Enjoy your stay.
Hi there. We've got a room booked in the name of Rodriguez. Please could we check in?
Sorry, what was the name again?
Rodriguez. Carmen Rodriguez.
Just a second, let me check. Yeah, I've got the booking here, but I'm afraid you're a bit early.
Oh.
The room's not quite ready yet. Check-in's at 2 o'clock.
Oh, I see, So,
could you come back around 2 and your room will be ready then?
OK, no problem. But is there somewhere we can leave our luggage? We've got quite a lot of stuff.
Yes, you can leave it behind reception. I'll get someone to help you with that.
OK, thanks. And it'll be safe there?
Yeah, someone will be here all the time.
OK, so we'll check in later then when we come back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, and can I just ask you, what time is checkout?
You have to vacate the room by 10.
Checkout is 10 a.m. Quite early then.
Yeah.
OK, so we'll maybe...
Audio 7.7.
1. I'd like to check in, please.
2. Do you have a reservation?
3. Could you fill in the registration form, please?
4. Is Wi-Fi available in the room?
5. Is there a charge for it?
6. Sorry, what was the name again?
7. Is there somewhere we can leave our luggage?
8. I'll get someone to help you with that.
9. What time is checkout?
Audio 7.8.
I'd like to check in, please. The name's Sampson.
OK, Mr. Sampson. That's a single room for 2 nights. Could you fill in the registration form, please?
Of course. Is Wi-Fi available in the room?
Yes, but there's a small charge for it.
I see. And what time is checkout?
You have to leave your room by 11 a.m.
OK, great.
Room 604. I'll get someone to help you with your bags.
Audio 8.1.
On today's programme, we're talking about the brain. The brain is an amazing organ. It can learn, it can remember, it can think. But there are many myths about the brain, stories a lot of people believe, but which are not true. My guest today is neuroscientist Dr. Jerry Fernandez.
Good morning.
And I'm hoping he'll be able to tell us what's true and what's not.
I'll certainly do my best.
OK, so first question. Is it true that we only use 10% of our brains?
Ah, yes, the 10% myth. This is one of the most common myths about the brain. But don't believe everything you hear. The truth is that we use all of our brain. We don't use all of it at the same time, but even for a small action, like moving your little finger, we use a large part of it.
Not true, then.
I'm afraid not.
All right. Now, my next question is, are boys' brains bigger than girls' brains?
Surprising as it may sound, this is true. At birth, the average brain of boys is 12 to 20% larger than that of girls.
Really? So does that mean boys are more intelligent?
No, it doesn't.
OK. Next question. Can you remember things better if you listen to classical music?
Ah, you're talking about the Mozart effect. Many people bought classical music CDs after hearing this myth in the 1990s. According to research, however, it isn't true. But who knows? You might enjoy the music anyway.
Absolutely. My next question is, can babies learn more than one language at the same time?
Oh, definitely. Many children grow up in bilingual homes and can speak 2 languages equally well. In fact, some research says that speaking 2 languages can actually improve your brain.
Ah, interesting. And what about this? Is the brain able to repair itself?
In some cases, the brain can repair itself. In other cases, the brain isn't able to repair itself. It depends on how serious the problem or brain damage is. So this is sometimes true and sometimes false.
Right. OK. Thank you. And my final question for you today is, can computers read our minds?
No, of course they can't. But it's an interesting question because scientists believe computers will soon be able to scan our brains and put our thoughts into words. They won't be able to understand the thoughts, though.
So how will that help us?
People will be able to dictate letters and search the internet just by thinking.
Oh, I see. Brilliant. And that also means people with speech problems might be able to communicate just by thinking.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, Dr. Fernandez, for helping us separate the facts from the myths.
My pleasure.
Audio 8.2.
No, of course they can't. But it's an interesting question because scientists believe computers will soon be able to scan our brains and put our thoughts into words. They won't be able to understand the thoughts, though.
So how will that help us?
People will be able to dictate letters and search the internet just by thinking.
Oh, I see. Brilliant. And that also means people with speech problems might be able to communicate just by thinking.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, Dr. Fernandez, for helping us separate the facts from the myths.
My pleasure.
Audio 8.3. 1.
He's brilliant at solving computer problems.
2. I'm really good at fixing things.
3.
She's good at spelling.
4. She's quite good at map reading. 5.
I'm okay at following instructions.
6. He isn't very good at telling jokes. 7.
I'm terrible at remembering people's names.
Audio 8.4. 1.
He's brilliant at solving computer problems.
2.
I'm really good at fixing things.
3.
She's good at spelling.
4.
She's quite good at map reading.
5.
I'm okay at following instructions.
6.
He isn't very good at telling jokes.
7.
I'm terrible at remembering people's names.
Audio 8.5.
1.
They went out when it started to snow.
2.
This smells like chocolate.
Audio 8.6.
When a word ends in a consonant and the next word starts with a vowel sound, speakers link the words together so they sound like one word. This can make it difficult to understand. Went in sounds like went in. The sound of it sounds like the sound of it. Sometimes words that end and start with consonants are also linked the same way. Let's leave sounds like let's leave.
Audio 8.7.
1.
He likes the smell of it.
2.
You can't leave it in the house.
3.
It was an old house.
4.
I was worried because it was late.
5.
Be careful, it's icy.
6.
She gives me a lot of presents.
Audio 8.8.
1.
Tomorrow's my favourite word. Tomorrow will be a brand new day. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. I like the pronunciation of this word. It seems full of possibilities leading to a bright future.
2.
Care. It's a very short and simple word, but it means a lot. It sounds very open, as is everybody who cares.
3.
Happiness. This is my favorite word because I like the sound of it. It makes me feel good when I hear it. You have to smile when you say it, and it's one of the first words that I learned in English.
4.
Octopus. When I started learning English at the age of 10, my dad always helped me with my homework, and I thought his English was very good. Then one day, I was telling him all the new words we'd learned that day in class. And when I said octopus, he just looked at me and said, "Octopus? I've never heard that before. What is that?" I got very excited. This was the first time in my life I knew something and my dad didn't. It is a wonderful moment in any child's life, and octopus has been my favorite word ever since.
5.
Probably. Why? Because it's the best answer to give when you don't want to answer a question or make a decision.
6.
Blossom. I really like the word blossom because I think it sounds as gentle as the thing it represents. It makes me think of young flowers and crisp, sunny spring mornings.
7.
Snow. Because I like the quiet snow world. It's white and clean, and I love freezing weather. Also, I remember having fun when I was a child and it snowed.
Audio 8.9. A.
Then one day I was telling him all the new words we'd learnt that day in class.
B.
Snow. Because I like the quiet snow world. It's white and clean, and I love freezing weather.
C.
It's one of the first words that I learnt in English.
D.
It seems full of possibilities leading to a bright future.
E.
It's a very short and simple word, but it means a lot.
F.
It makes me think of young flowers and crisp, sunny spring mornings.
Audio 8.10. 1.
Shh! Don't make a noise. It's really late. You'll wake the children.
OK. I'll be as quiet as I can.
2.
It says here in the newspaper that more than 60% of young women don't do enough exercise.
Is that because men generally do more sport than women?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
3.
Oh, I don't know what to do. I hate making decisions.
I always make a list of the advantages and disadvantages and then decide.
4.
Oh no, I've made a mistake. Look.
No, you haven't. You're doing it really well.
Well, I don't think I've done a good job.
5.
Right, that's it. I've done the washing up, the ironing and the hoovering.
That's great, darling. Would you like me to make you a cheese sandwich and a cup of tea?
Yes, please. Can I have a piece of cake too?
6.
I've just read a book about Mark Zuckerberg.
Isn't he the man who started Facebook?
Yeah, they say he made billions of dollars before he was 30.
Audio 8.11.
Hello, Thomas Smith.
Hi there, it's Helen. I'm just ringing to let you know what time I get in.
Hello? Hello? Are you there? You're breaking up. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry, I'm on the train. I keep losing the signal, so we might get cut off. Can you hear me now?
No, not really. It's a really bad connection. Could you repeat that, please? And please, could you speak up?
Right, okay. Is that better? Well, my train gets in at 11, so I'll see you about past. I'll come straight to your office. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, see you soon then. Bye.
Bye.
Please, could I ask you a favor? Could I borrow your lecture notes after class?
Yeah, okay. But why?
Well, I'm afraid I can't follow this lecture very well. I mean, what does she mean by the literature? Please, could you explain? Sorry, I'm a bit lost.
Oh, I see. Yeah, of course you can borrow them. And don't worry, I'll explain after class.
Shh! Is everything all right there at the back?
they? I saw them a few years ago in...
Pardon?
I said I saw them a few years ago in Germany before they were famous.
Sorry, what did you say? I can't hear a word.
Oh, never mind. It's too noisy in here. I'll tell you later.
Audio 8.12. 1.
You're breaking up.
2.
Could you repeat that, please?
3.
Please could you speak up?
4.
What does she mean by the literature?
5.
Sorry, I'm a bit lost.
6.
Sorry, what did you say?
7.
It's too noisy in here.
Audio 8.13.
Hello, Action Holidays. Pippa speaking. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm interested in going on the scuba diving course in Thailand, but I'd like to check if it's suitable for complete beginners.
Yes, that's not a problem at all. It's suitable for all levels. When would you like to go?
Well, do you have any places left on one of the January courses?
Just let me check. Yes, the first one's on the 6th of January. It's a 1-week course and we've got 2 places left. Would you like me to reserve a place for you now?
Yes, please, that'd be great.
OK. Can I just take down a few details then? So, could I have your full name, please?
Adam Wright.
OK, sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
Adam Wright. W-R-I-G-H-T.
Thanks. And what's your email address?
It's adw29@yahoo.com.
OK. And your date of birth?
The 13th of August, 1996.
Thanks. And your daytime telephone number?
Do you mean my mobile number?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's 07905
07905
232
232
634.
634. OK. And who's your next of kin?
Sorry?
Next of kin? Who do we contact in an emergency? A family member, perhaps?
Oh, OK. My mother, Dorothy Wright.
And her contact details?
Yeah, OK. Her mobile number's 07902 815 346.
Thanks. Oh, and do you have any medical conditions or allergies?
No, nothing that I know of.
OK, that's great. So, that's all booked for you. I'll send you an email with all the details. Please check they're correct and then pay the deposit online. You also need to book your own flight and send us your flight numbers as soon as possible. Oh, and don't forget, you must get travel insurance which covers you for scuba diving. So, thank you for booking with Action Holidays. I hope you enjoy your trip.
OK, thanks for your help.
You're welcome. Bye.
Audio 8.14.
Decisions. Exams. Exercise. Homework. Housework. Lists. Nothing. Phone calls. Sport. Your bed.
CD 3. Audio 9.1.
E. Eat. Bread.
Audio 9.2.
E. Disease. Meat. Easy. Health. Instead. Weather. Already.
Audio 9.3.
E. Disease. Meat. Easy. Health. Instead. Weather. Already.
Audio 9.4.
Hi, I'm calling about the MovNat training course in November.
Okay, great. Are you interested in coming on the course?
Yes, I am, but I've just got a few questions I'd like to ask.
Right, fire away.
Well, the first question is, do you need to have a good level of fitness? It's just that I'm quite unfit at the moment. Does that matter? I mean, do I need to go to the gym before I begin the course?
No. The course is for anybody. It doesn't matter how fit you are. When you arrive, the instructor will check your fitness level and will then divide you into 2 groups, beginner and intermediate.
Right. Sounds good. I was also wondering about the weather. The course is outdoors, isn't it? It's in a park. What will happen if it rains or snows? Will you cancel it or will it be indoors?
No. With MovNat, you need to practice your skills in all weather conditions. That's part of our philosophy. The course will take place outside, whatever the weather. If it's raining or snowing, the experience will be even more exciting.
Okay. So, is it necessary to book a place, or would it be all right to just turn up?
No, you'll definitely need to reserve a place before you come. The courses are popular and places are limited. In fact, there are only 2 or 3 places left in November. Would you like me to book you onto the course now?
I just need to check I can make those dates. Then I'll call and book.
Okay. Don't miss your place, though.
No, I won't. I'll get back to you as soon as I know.
Okay, sounds good. Speak to you soon, I hope.
Audio 9.5.
Hello. This morning we're talking about social media. Ilaria Di Gennaro is a freelance professional photographer. She's worked for newspapers from all around the world, and she depends on social media for her job. Last year, she started to worry about spending too much time on it. She realized that her average day consisted of checking social media sites up to 12 times an hour. Ilaria, welcome.
Audio 9.6.
Can you explain how exactly were you using social media?
Well, I was using it in 2 different ways. There's the photography, which is my work, so I depend on Facebook and LinkedIn for business as I work for myself. But then I also use it to keep in touch with friends and family.
When did you realize there was a problem?
A friend asked me how often I check social media sites. I counted, and it was up to 12 times an hour.
That's quite a lot. And how did you free yourself from it?
So, firstly, I looked at how I use social media during the day. You know, things like which sites I visited and for how long.
Okay, well, that sounds like a good start.
Yes, it was. I was shocked at how much time I spend each day on Facebook and LinkedIn. So next I thought, I have to do something about this. Actually, I really believed in my ability to just stop.
And did that work?
Absolutely not. It was much more difficult than I thought. I tried, but I just couldn't do it.
So what did you do next?
So then I tried a special app you can use on your tablet. It's called Self-Control, and it tells you not to look at social media sites. But then I got a smartphone and didn't put the app on the phone,
So you were checking Facebook on your smartphone a lot?
Yeah, all the time. I was just spending so much time doing it. But finally, I thought of a good idea, and that was to give money to a local charity every time I looked at Facebook or LinkedIn.
And it worked?
Yes, it did, because I was giving the charity a lot of money. A lot. So I stopped. And I now check social media a couple of times a day, and my emails maybe 3 times. I still give some money to charity, but not quite as much.
Audio 9.7. 1.
Hello, please have a seat. So, what can I do for you?
Well, I've had an accident and I've hurt my back.
Okay. And how did you do it?
Actually, I was lifting some heavy suitcases out of the car when it happened.
I see. Well, if you just want to lie down on the bed over there, I'll take a look. Tell me if it hurts.
Ooh.
Right. Well, I don't think it's anything serious, but you should take it easy and you mustn't lift anything heavy for the next few days. I'll give you a prescription for some tablets. Please take this to the chemist's next door.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, and how often should I take the tablets?
It's 2 tablets 3 times a day before meals.
2.
Yes, can I help you? Yes. Have you got anything for insect bites? Something has bitten me all over my arms and legs.
Let's take a look. Well, it looks like a mosquito. They're quite red and sore, aren't they? You could try this cream, which should help.
Okay, thanks. I'll try it.
And it's a good idea to keep your windows closed at night.
Yeah, we always do. I don't know how they manage to get in.
I think you should see a doctor if they get any worse.
Right, okay. Well, thanks very much for your help.
3.
Hello there. Joseph Eriksson?
Yes, I'm his father. My son's had a terrible accident, and I think he's broken his arm.
How did it happen?
Well, we were at a children's party, and he ran into a wall. He put his arms out to try and stop himself, but he was going so fast, and
Let me take a look, Joseph. Oh, yes, it's definitely broken. We call that a banana arm. He must try to keep still, and we'll send him for an X-ray straight away.
I'm so worried. He's in a lot of pain.
Don't worry, we'll give him some strong painkillers before he goes for the X-ray.
He was having such a great time before it happened. I feel really upset.
Well, I don't think you should feel bad. He was only having fun.
Audio 9.8. 1.
You should take it easy 2. You mustn't lift anything heavy. 3.
Have you got anything for insect bites?
4.
You could try this cream, which should help.
5.
It's a good idea to keep your windows closed at night.
6.
How can I help you?
7.
He must try to keep still.
8.
I don't think you should feel bad.
Audio 9.9.
How can I help you?
I'm having real trouble sleeping just now.
OK. First of all, you should try to reduce caffeine or other stimulants.
Right. I can probably drink a bit less coffee. Anything else?
It's also a good idea to keep calm during the evening. No violent TV programmes.
OK, I won't watch any. And what about at bedtime?
Well, just before you go to bed, have a bath or drink some warm milk.
I see. Well, I'll try those ideas.
If things don't improve, come back and see me in a week.
OK, thanks.
Audio 10.1.
1.
So this is a Sachertorte. It's probably the most famous food from Austria. As you can see, it's a kind of chocolate cake. It's quite plain, really, and it's got apricot jam in the middle. On the top and sides, it's covered with dark chocolate, which has a nice bitter taste. It's often served with thick cream.
2.
OK, so this is a tagine. It's a kind of stew. There are several types of tagine. This one is quite a typical one. It's made with pieces of lamb cooked in a thick sauce with onions and spices. The tagine has some honey in it, so it tastes quite sweet. The tagine itself is mild. It doesn't have chilies in it, but it tastes really nice with chili sauce. Here in Morocco, we usually eat tagine with bread.
3.
These are called vegetable spring rolls. They're really popular in Vietnam. There are many different sorts of spring roll. Sometimes the rolls are not cooked, but these ones are fried. They're filled with raw vegetables, fresh herbs, and boiled noodles. You dip them into this sauce to give them extra flavor. The sauce has lime juice in it to make it sour, chili to make it spicy, and some sugar so it's quite sweet. They are served as part of a meal or as a snack.
4.
These are scones. It's a sort of cake, but less sweet than a cake. They're baked in the oven, and the traditional way to eat them here in Britain is to cut them in half and cover them with strawberry or raspberry jam, and then put cream on top of the jam. You can also have savoury scones without sugar. Cheese scones, for example, are quite popular, though my favourite are the sweet ones. You can eat them at room temperature, or you can heat them in the oven. Personally, I like them warm.
Audio 10.2.
These are called vegetable spring rolls.
Cover them with strawberry or raspberry jam.
My favourite are the sweet ones.
There are many different sorts of spring roll.
You can eat them at room temperature.
There are several types of tagine.
Audio 10.3.
Vegetable. Strawberry. Raspberry. Favourite. Different. Temperature. Several.
Audio 10.4.
Millions of years ago, people hunted for food and ate it immediately. But they soon realised they could keep their food for longer if they protected it. So, the world's first food containers were made from animal skins and large leaves. Water was kept in coconut shells and dried vegetable skins. Metal containers, or cans, were invented in 1810 by a French chef called Monsieur Appert. The Emperor Napoleon offered a prize to anyone who could find a way of keeping food safe for soldiers in battle, and that award was won by Appert. His invention preserved food beautifully, but those first cans were made of iron, so they were incredibly heavy. But carrying them wasn't the only problem. Opening them was almost impossible. Some cans even had instructions to open them with a hammer and a knife. Soldiers usually shot them open with their guns. At the beginning of the 1800s, cans were made by hand. By the end of the 1800s, cans were produced by machine and made from a much lighter metal, so they were easier to carry. But the problem of getting into the cans lasted much, much longer. Several can openers were invented, but they were all difficult to use, and you could cut your fingers very badly. The safe modern tin opener, the sort with 2 rolling wheels and a turning key, wasn't invented until 1925. Nowadays, over 18 billion cans are produced every year in the UK alone. If you put all those cans together, end to end, you could make a track to the moon 3 times.
Audio 10.5.
A recent report has found that 1/3 of the world's food ends up in the rubbish bin. Here in the UK, half of the food which is thrown away comes from our homes. Here's Martin Waits from the organisation Taste It, Don't Waste It.
Much of the waste happens because people buy too much food, which they don't have time to cook. The food is just left at the back of the fridge or the cupboard, and then it's forgotten. Another reason for wasting food is that we cook or prepare too much food. We can't eat it all, and it goes in the bin. But the sad thing is people often throw away food that's perfectly safe to eat just because it doesn't look nice or because they're worried it will make them ill.
According to the report, the foods we waste the most are fresh vegetables and salad, drink, fresh fruit, and bread and cakes.
Audio 10.6. 1.
Excuse me, I'm very sorry, but I've just spilled my orange juice. I'm afraid some's gone on the floor, too. Could you possibly bring me a cloth?
Sure, that's no problem.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, don't worry. It's not your fault. It happens all the time. Would you like another juice?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
2.
Excuse me, there seems to be a mistake in the bill.
Oh, is there?
You've charged us for 2 coffees and we only ordered 1.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'll get you another bill.
OK, thanks.
3.
Excuse me, could I have another glass, please? This one's dirty. It's got lipstick on it.
Oh, yes, so it has. I do apologise. I'll get you a clean one.
OK, thanks very much.
4.
Excuse me? I've got a bit of a problem. I didn't know that you only accept cash. And I don't have enough on me.
Yes, it does say no credit cards on the door.
Yes, sorry. I didn't see that. Could I... Is there a cash machine near here?
There's one a few minutes down the road.
Would you mind waiting while I go and get some money out?
Not at all.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. That's fine.
Five.
Excuse me. I'm afraid I can't eat this fish. It smells funny.
What do you mean, sir?
I mean, it smells funny. It doesn't smell fresh.
But it is fresh. It was delivered to the restaurant this morning.
Well, you smell it.
Yes, you're right, sir. It doesn't smell fresh. I'm very sorry about that. I'll bring you another one.
No. I'd like to order something else, please.
Audio 10.7. 1.
Could you possibly bring me a cloth?
2.
Don't worry, it's not your fault.
3.
There seems to be a mistake.
4.
You've charged us for 2 coffees.
5.
I'm terribly sorry.
6.
I do apologise.
7.
Would you mind waiting?
8.
Don't worry about it.
9.
I'm afraid I can't eat this.
10.
I'd like to order something else, please.
Audio 10.8. 1.
My favorite snack food is pão de queijo, which means cheese bread in English. They're baked in the oven, and they look like little balls. They're a popular snack and breakfast food in Brazil and Argentina. They're delicious when they're warm.
2.
Churros are my favorite snack. We often eat them for breakfast in Spain. They taste a bit like a donut, but they're long and thin. They're fried in oil, and then they're covered in sugar. They're really nice if you dip them into a cup of thick hot chocolate.
Audio 11.1.
Hello, and welcome to Ideas to Change the World. Every week we invite 3 people from 3 different countries to tell us in 1 minute about an idea which could make the world a better place. We will listen to the 3 ideas, and then our guest judge will select the best one. Our judge today is Dr. Miriam Kirkham, Professor of Global Studies at Chicago University. A very warm welcome to the programme, Miriam.
Thank you.
And now for the 60-second ideas. The first comes from Alessandro Bartoli from Italy. Alessandro, you have 60 seconds to tell us your idea to improve the world. Starting from now.
My idea to change the world is to spend more money on developing drugs that can make us more intelligent. Why would this be a good idea? First of all, scientists would be more likely to find cures for illnesses like heart disease and Alzheimer's if they were more intelligent. Not just scientists. Everybody would benefit from a bit of extra intelligence. It seems that higher intelligence can help to reduce a number of social and economic problems. So, I think the smartest thing we can do to make the world better is to make ourselves smarter.
Thank you, Alessandro. And our next guest is Pilar Jimenez from Spain. Pilar, you have 60 seconds, starting now.
The world would be a better place if everybody learned how to dance salsa and danced salsa every day. Why? Because when you dance, you forget about your problems. It also makes you think about your body, and that encourages you to get fit. Another thing is that if you're someone who feels a lot of anger, salsa or any dance can turn these angry feelings into a kind of positive energy. It can make you happy. So more dancing means more happiness. More happiness means less crime and less war. So with lots of us happy from all that dancing every day, we can be more positive in the world and do great things. That's it.
And finally, we have Dovidash Morawski from Poland. Dovidash, you have 60 seconds to tell us about your idea, starting from now.
I would like to change the world by introducing a special day, once a year, when everybody in the world gives a gift to a neighbor. The gift shouldn't cost a lot of money, but we should choose it carefully. It could be a bunch of wild flowers, a tiny toy for the children, or a jar of homemade jam. This would be an international holiday, and it would give neighbors around the world a chance to get to know each other. This idea of gifts for neighbors wouldn't solve the world's serious problems like unemployment or global warming, but it would make the world around us feel like a kinder, friendlier place.
Thank you very much.
Audio 11.2.
So, what did you think about the idea for a pill that would make us super intelligent?
Great idea. I mean, we live in a complicated world, and we need all the brain power we can get.
True, but do you think it's likely that scientists will be able to come up with a super-intelligence drug? Isn't it rather a crazy idea?
No, not at all. You can already buy drugs to help you to concentrate more and to improve your mental energy. This is just the next step.
So, would you take a smart pill?
I would take a smart pill if I knew it was safe. Of course, that's a big if. My worry, though, is the cost. If only a few people could afford them, that would give them an unfair advantage. In exams, for example.
Good point. So, your score for a smart pill?
7 out of 10.
OK, so let's move on to the second idea. That everybody should dance salsa every day.
Well, I liked the idea that dancing can make you fit and happy. That can only be a good thing.
But some people aren't confident about dancing, are they?
True, but if you danced a little bit every day, then you would become confident.
Uh-huh.
The only problem for me is that it would take a lot of effort to do it every single day. But still, I like the idea. I'd give it 8 out of 10.
OK, and what about the last idea? Everybody should give a gift to a neighbour.
I think it's a wonderful idea, because when you do something kind for somebody else, the other person feels good, but you feel good too. It gives you a really positive feeling. Also, giving a little gift once a year is something everybody can do. I mean, it's true that if everybody gave a gift to a neighbor once a year, it wouldn't solve the world's problems, but it would make a lot of people a little bit happier.
So, your score for that?
10 out of 10.
Well, there you are, Dovidash. Congratulations. Next week we'll be back with...
Audio 11.3.
1. Why did you go there?
2.
I've always loved.
Audio 11.4.
In natural speech, we say common expressions such as I don't know, you know, or I want to, as a single unit. This means some sounds change or disappear at the end of one word and the start of the following word. Recognizing this will help you understand more easily. Using them will develop your fluency. In natural speech, I don't know sounds like I dunno. I want to sounds like I wanna. Do you know what I mean sounds like do you know what I mean? I've been a sounds like I've been a. For a while sounds like for a while.
Audio 11.5.
1.
For a long time. 2.
Can you tell us about?
3.
He wanted to.
4.
He's been a.
5.
Quite a few.
6.
You see?
7.
You know.
Audio 11.6. 1.
Why did you go there?
2.
I've always loved.
3.
For a long time.
4.
Can you tell us about?
5.
He wanted to.
6.
He's been a.
7.
Quite a few.
8.
You see?
9.
You know.
Audio 11.7.
Good afternoon and welcome to another in the series Fantastic Holidays. This week we're looking at a very unusual place to visit. Steve Jones is going to tell us all about it. So, Steve, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Now, tell us a little bit about the special place you visited. Why did you go there?
Well, you see, I've always loved the sea and diving, and this is a new and really unusual underwater place to visit, so I thought it would be perfect for me.
You mean you have to dive to get there?
Yes, that's the only way to see it, because, you see, it's an underwater sculpture park. It was built by a sculptor called Jason de Carys Taylor in the Caribbean Sea.
The Caribbean? Why did he do it there?
He's always loved the sea. He's been a sculptor for a long time, so he wanted to bring these two things together. Also, you know, the statues actually help coral reefs to grow, and this helps the environment. That's very important in the Caribbean.
Audio 11.8.
OK, can you tell us about some of the pieces he's made? Are there a lot of them?
There are actually quite a few. The first piece he did is called Grace Reef. He placed 16 statues across a sandy area and It's really interesting to see how they change. It isn't so deep there, and the sand moves according to the weather conditions. So you can go there one day and there'll be 10 statues. You go there another day and there'll only be 3.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. Tell us a little bit about the big circle of children that he's made.
Well, that's actually made of 26 different children. It took him around 6 months to make and weighs, I don't know, about 15 tons. And because it's so heavy, he couldn't put it all down in one piece. So he put each individual statue down and then connected them all underwater. It wasn't easy, but he didn't give up. I think he spent about a week underwater, you know, moving sand and rocks.
That's amazing, and I think I'd really like to see it.
Yes, it's really worth a visit.
Well, thanks for coming into the studio, Steve. If you are interested in going to this wonderful underwater sculpture park, you can find more information on our website, www.
Audio 11.9.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question?
Well, okay. But I'm late for work, so if you're quick.
Okay. Some media experts are saying privacy is dead in our 21st century world. Do you agree?
No, I'm afraid I disagree. Although you do see a lot more cameras around. I mean the CCTV ones.
And what do you think about that?
Well, it's important to feel safe these days, isn't it? So I don't mind too much. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I have to go now.
Okay, thank you very much. Excuse me, do you have time to answer a few questions?
Yeah, okay.
Some media experts are saying privacy is dead in our 21st century world. Do you agree?
Well, maybe, yeah. I certainly tell my friends everything online. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good point. All my friends keep in touch through Facebook, too. But, recently I went to a concert and I had to dance on stage. I was so embarrassed. And when I got home, someone, I don't know who, had posted a video of me dancing on YouTube. My worst nightmare, and I had no control over it. Personally, I don't like that, so yeah, I agree. Perhaps privacy is dead.
Okay, thanks very much. Excuse me, could I ask you a question? Do you think privacy is dead?
Pardon?
Do you think privacy is dead?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I haven't really thought about it before. I think we live our lives online these days, so I take your point, but we don't share everything, and it can be very helpful in business, you know, to network, contact other people, but I don't have strong views on this, really.
Okay, thanks. Excuse me, can I talk to you for a moment? Do you think privacy is dead in our 21st century world?
Oh, it's funny you should ask that. I've just read a story about a guy who had a dinner party in New York, invited 15 guests, and had no idea that they were posting photos on Twitter and Instagram during the meal. Turns out over 3 million people saw his dinner party. Can you believe it? So, yeah, that's right. No one has much privacy these days, not even in their own homes.
Audio 11.10. A.
I'm afraid I disagree.
B.
I'm afraid I disagree.
Audio 11.11.
1. I'm sorry, but I don't really agree.
2.
Yeah, but I don't think that's true.
3.
I take your point, but I'm not sure about that.
4.
True, but there are other ways to look at it.
Audio 11.12. 1.
I'm sorry, but I don't really agree.
2.
Yeah, but I don't think that's true.
3.
I take your point, but I'm not sure about that.
4.
True, but there are other ways to look at it.
Audio 11.13.
The forest fire in the woods of the northern provinces is the second natural disaster to affect the region after last June's floods. The area also has very high unemployment, with around 40% of under 30-year-olds out of work. Yesterday, we heard that a multinational company has decided not to build a new factory here. People had hoped this would create jobs in the region. When they heard the news, many young people wrote angrily on social media.
Audio 11.14. 1.
You know, I think this is probably true.
2.
I'm afraid I don't really agree.
3.
In my opinion, young people in particular find it very hard to be alone.
4.
Yeah, I think you've got a point. I'm always on the phone or listening to something.
5.
I take your point. We do spend more time in contact with people now, but we still have quiet moments.
Audio 12.1.
I've been a newspaper journalist since 2001. I enjoy my job mostly, but I really don't like the office where I work. It's huge, and there are about 60 of us in here. We all sit here, we hear the same noises, we breathe the same air. I've worked here for 5 years, or at least I've tried to work here. But it's not easy, and here's why. So why do millions of us work in open plan offices? To find out more about open plan offices, I spoke to architect Nikki Delaney. So, Nikki, tell me, how long have we had open plan offices? Is it a new way of working?
Well, no, actually. Open plan offices have been around since the late 19th century. The first ones appeared in the USA and were like schools, with workers sitting quietly at small desks in straight rows facing the same way. In the 1960s, a new kind of office was introduced in Germany where desks were organised into work zones of different sizes, with desks facing each other. This was to encourage communication and sharing of ideas.
But let's be honest, although it's good to communicate and share ideas, sometimes it's possible to have too much talk and it can be difficult to work. Listen to sound expert Justin Sims talking about the effects of noise on how we work.
When we do work like writing a document, a voice in our head helps us organise our ideas. Scientists say that nobody can understand two people talking at the same time. We can understand a maximum of 1.6 people talking. If somebody else is speaking, then we can't listen to that voice in our head. That means we can't work well, and research has shown that the noise in open-plan offices can reduce productivity by 66%.
And then there's the opposite problem. Open-plan offices can be too quiet if everybody's doing their work in silence, so it can be hard to have private conversations. Justin Sims again.
Some companies have recently started to use something called pink noise. Pink noise sounds like falling rain or wind in the trees. It's played through speakers and provides background noise, which covers the sound of other people's conversation and also covers up the sound of silence.
So if open-plan offices can be a problem, are there alternative solutions? In the last few years, breakout areas where people can have informal meetings have become more and more popular. In next week's programme, I'm going to look at this new, flexible working environment. Till then, it's goodbye from me.
Audio 12.2.
How long have you worked here? How long has he known her?
Audio 12.3.
How long have you worked here? How long has he known her?
Audio 12.4. 1.
How long have you had your phone?
2.
How long has the weather been like this?
3.
How long have you been awake today?
4.
How long has your teacher been at this school?
Audio 12.5. 1.
I work for an advertising agency. I'm a director, and my job is to advise clients about their advertising campaigns. I spend a lot of time in meetings. I attend 5 or 6 meetings a day, sometimes more. And they're usually at the clients' offices, not at my own, unfortunately. I often have to give presentations at the meetings, so it can be quite stressful. I also entertain clients a lot. You know, take them to restaurants and sports events, that sort of thing. It sounds like fun, but it's difficult to relax when you're with clients. I'd prefer to be out with family or friends. I guess I've just been in this job for too long.
2.
I'm a restaurant manager. I work for a large restaurant in Las Vegas, and I manage a team of 15 people. One of my main roles is to recruit and train new kitchen and waiting staff. I also do a lot of paperwork. For example, I write a report on food sales at the end of every evening. I often don't get to bed until after 2 in the morning. It's tiring work, but I love it.
3.
I'm an administrator at the law court. I work in a team of 4 people who I really like, and we run the day-to-day business of the court. So we set times and dates for court cases, answer phone inquiries, and deal with emails. It's not the most exciting job in the world, and I don't expect to stay in this job forever, but I'm very happy to do it for now.
Audio 12.6.
Hi, Danielle. Come in. Take a seat.
Thanks very much.
So, just to introduce myself, I'm Philippa Hart, head of HR here at Canadian News Online. As you know, we're a new company and we're looking to build up our team of sports writers.
Uh-huh.
Audio 12.7.
So, on with the interview. First of all, tell me, Danielle, what qualifications have you got for this job?
Well, I've got a university degree in journalism, and that included not just newspaper and magazine journalism, but also radio, TV, and, of course, online journalism.
Okay, good. And how much experience do you have? In sports journalism, I mean.
I've worked as a sports journalist for 6 years. My first job was working for a local newspaper in my town. I worked there for 2 years, and then I wrote for a teenage sports magazine. I'm currently writing for a popular ice hockey magazine called Shoot.
Yeah, I know it well. So, why do you want to work for this company?
Well, I enjoy my present job, but I'd like to write about a range of sports, not just ice hockey. Also, I'd really like to get into online publishing.
Sure. And what are your strengths and weaknesses?
That's a difficult question. Strengths? Well, I'm creative. I can work quickly when I need to. And I'm good at interviewing sports people. You know, getting them to say interesting things. Weaknesses. I find it hard to say no sometimes when people ask me to do things. That means I sometimes have too many projects. But I'm working on that.
Sounds good. And what's your greatest achievement? What are you most proud of in your career so far?
Well, 2 years ago, I won an award for Best Young Sports Journalist. There was quite a lot of competition for that. You know, writers at other sports magazines. So, I was quite pleased.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, do you have any questions about the job?
Yes. I do have a few, actually.
Audio 12.8. 1.
I've got a university degree in journalism.
2.
I've worked as a sports journalist for 6 years.
3.
I'm currently working for an ice hockey magazine.
4.
I'd really like to get into online publishing.
5.
I can work quickly.
6.
I'm good at interviewing people.
7.
I find it hard to say no.
8.
I won an award for Best Young Sports Journalist.
12.9. 1.
Does an accountant work in a court?
2.
Do you pay a client to do work for you?
3.
Does a medical researcher work in a laboratory?
4.
If you recruit somebody, do you give them a job?
5.
If you fill in a form, are you doing paperwork?
6.
If you advise someone, do you tell them what they should do?
7.
If your desk is in a mess, is it tidy?
8.
If you manage a team, are you in charge of the team?
9.
If you are in trouble with your boss, is he or she pleased with you?